So there was this guy that I liked, and he posted a picture of a spider from his backyard in its web, and he was like, cool spider. And so to fucking come up with an excuse to talk to him, I identified what kind of spider it was, like based on the time of year it was, and you know, the area in which we live, and the shape of the web, and the way that the spider looked with like one grainy Snapchat picture. You know, I found it out, and then I just used that as an excuse to text him. Would you believe that he was not really into me? And when I was like, oh, you play Minecraft? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, if you ever want a Minecraft buddy, hit me up. So he just has never texted me ever. So, you know, that was, yeah, feverishly looking at spider pictures to talk to a boy is not like the best I've been at. Oh my god. I said huzzah. I sent him like 12 memes in a row, and I asked him if he'd seen them all before, and he said no, and I said huzzah. Oh my god, no fucking wonder. Another time, it was this chick's birthday coming up in my physics class. We sat next to each other, and I thought she was so cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, she is really cool, but, you know, I really wanted to, I don't know, make her like me, I guess. So, I knew she was going to go into the Navy, so I learned how to use resin, and I made little glass bottles and made little teeny tiny origami boats and put them in resin that I dyed blue so it would be like a little boat in a bottle. And then I gave them to her. We weren't exactly close. We hung out outside of school one time, and she was really nonchalant, and so I tried to like return that energy, but it just came out as me like being a dick. And I remember she dropped me off at my house, and she was like, I had fun, and I was like, yeah, I needed a ride. So she was like, that hurt my feelings, and I was like, no, I didn't mean to do that. I think I apologized, but anyway, yeah, we weren't super close, so this was like a weirdly, it came out of nowhere. She would never have done this for me. You know, we just sat next to each other, and I just thought she was really, really, really cool. So it was a little inappropriate, you know, but buying all the fucking resin supplies and reading and watching resin tutorial videos, not a good look for me for, again, like a complete stranger, pretty much. Who did not talk to me again after that. Gee, I wonder why. And then another time at Latin convention, because I am actually that fucking cool, I went to Latin convention, and there was a guy who did like a comedy routine, and I was like, I like funny guys. So I shot my shot, and I started writing him notes on these little index cards that they gave us, and you know, we exchanged a note a couple times, and I asked him for his number, and I actually saw him look to his friends, and all of his friends like shake their head no, and like telling him it wasn't a good idea, and I was so embarrassed, and he gave me the card back, and you know, the thing ended, and I rushed out of the room, and I actually walked past him on the way back to the bus, and he gave me this weird look, and I was just so deeply ashamed and embarrassed about the whole thing. I just wanted to shrivel up and die. And then like 2 years later, I found the piece of paper in my room, and he had written his number on it. He'd given me his number. It worked. I rizzed him up, and I just didn't fucking notice that he put his number on the card. So I texted it, didn't hear anything from it, and then using his phone number, I found his home address and considered calling his home address, but luckily, you know, I'd matured by then and did not do that. So, but the sitting in my bed frantically, you know, typing shit in, I almost like did a paid service too. Oh, that's so embarrassing. If you're wondering like what was going through my head at the time, maybe this isn't as bad as I think it is, but like it sounds pretty bad like when I say it out loud. But every single time I have a moment where I'm like, should I do some freak shit right now? Especially with romance, I ask myself, what if we're gonna get married? You know, like Like, what if this is the weird, crazy, inciting event, and like and we're gonna fall madly in love? What if, not that that's what marriage is necessarily, but you know, like, what if we're gonna fall madly in love, and we don't because I didn't Google their home address, you know? So that's how it gets. I'm not really like that anymore. Yeah, so don't get your hopes up. If you give me your phone number, I'm not gonna call your mom in your childhood home. Unless you have a hot mom, and then perhaps maybe I will call your mom on you. So anyways, none of this is making me sound sane. I promise I'm like a regular bitch deep down. I'm a normal person. Maybe I am normal, and these people just made me feel like I was being a freak, and it's society that's the problem.
You and my friends